Coming up on BearZone, the UNC football team returned to Nottingham Field in search of a Big Sky victory.
Also, the volleyball team faced some Wildcats and Bengals over the weekend.
We also have an update on the World Series.
We've got all that and more this week on BearZone. Don't go anywhere. When it comes to homecoming, you expect to be treated like royalty. Well, as my co-anchor Stephen Rice points out, the UNC football team treated Montana State like kings.
Here on homecoming weekend, the Bears are hosting the Montana State Bobcats. Will the wind blow the right way for the Bears here today? On a windy Saturday afternoon, Nottingham Field became the throne to the Bears and Bobcats. The Bears took control early with a Frank Stevens 80-yard catch and scamper. After one quarter, UNC claimed a 7-0 lead, but that quickly disappeared. Montana State's Chris Murray used his big frame to haul in a 6-yard catch, tying things at 7. The Bears added 2 more scores to take a 21-7 lead at half, much to the delight of former Bears fullback Quinn Zamora. He even gave his second half predictions.
I think they're going to come out driving the ball as long as the defense can play sound and, again, win the turnover margin.
Unfortunately, his predictions fell into the Bobcats' laps. Montana State scored 17 straight points and took a 24-21 lead. But after a great return by Hakeem Diggs, Colin Root tied the game at 24 with his right leg. Now, just a drive later, the Bears were once again in Root's hands. But the jack of all trades didn't get a chance to kick, as a bad snap gave MSU the ball. The Bobcats took the nice gesture, driving down to kick a game-winning 27-yarder. Despite losing the game crown, Zamora gave inspiration to all of UNC.
It will be a great day to be a Bear.
And even with this loss, he is right. It is a great day to be a Bear. Reporting from Nottingham Field, I'm Stephen Rice, BearZone. After back-to-back wins against Montana and Montana State, UNC volleyball returned home a week ago to take on the Weber State Wildcats. The Bears and Wildcats struggled to get their head in the game, with neither team able to pull away from the other. UNC jumped out to a quick 7-2 lead in the second and held off Weber State for the whole set. Both teams were tied until the Wildcats took a 20-8 lead over the Bears and looked as though they were going to grab it and go. UNC established a 9-5 lead in the fourth, playing with more focus, but Weber State pulled ahead for good, winning the set 25-22 and earned a 3-1 victory. The Bears are back again Saturday night at 6 p.m., where they hope to make a comeback against the Idaho State Bengals.
So, could they come back? No. The Bears fell short to the Bengals in a 3-0 sweep. UNC and Idaho State went into a back-and-forth contest, with each team holding 1-point leads over the other. The leads didn't last long as the Bengals held on to their momentum and won 25-22 to go up 1-0 after the first set. In the second, Idaho State took control early over UNC, using a 7-0 run to build a 10-3 lead. Kills from Alex Clone and Courtney Lockey put the Bears' lead 12-7, but that's as close as they got to the Bengals. UNC played effectively heading into the third set, with Clone and Emily O'Neill each recording 6 kills to extend the match, but Idaho State held on to win 25-22. UNC makes its way back to Bank of Colorado Arena at Butler Hancock tonight to battle Montana State University at 7 p.m.
The race for the Big Sky tournament tightens for the Bears as the women's soccer team played Montana in a 0-0 tie after 2 overtime halves. UNC knew very well that the Grizzlies were going to be dangerous. The Bears' best possibility would be getting the ball out wide to create scoring chances, but Montana's defense was not to be messed with. With a well-coached team and some good players, Montana spread the Bears out, making UNC chase the Grizzlies in the first half. The Bears changed their game plan defensively later on to challenge Montana's front line. A tie means UNC gets a point and a little bit closer to securing a spot in the Big Sky tournament. They got an opportunity to clinch that spot Sunday against Portland State.
And they are in. The women's soccer team is back in the Big Sky tournament after a victory at Portland State. The Bears defeated the Vikings 2-0 Sunday afternoon in Oregon. Sophomore Mariel Gutierrez became the headline after scoring both goals early in the contest. She found the back of the net in the second and fourth minute, but that wasn't the only thing she did. Gutierrez picked up a red card in the second half, disqualifying her for the rest of the game. Even with the ejection, the Bears clinched a spot in the postseason for the 5th straight year. We'll keep you updated on who they'll face next week on BearZone. After the break, Abigail has the weather for the UNC football game this weekend. We'll be right back.
All right, give me a spot. You know my motto, safety first.
They could be dangerous. I think we should call animal control.
Animal control?
To be safe.
Don't worry. I got this. It's a new motto.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Here's your check.
Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome, I'm meteorologist Abigail Stewart. Halloween is right around the corner, and in the spirit, I have dressed up as the mascot, a bear. Right now, it's 37 degrees with winds at 32 miles per hour. We have seen quite some crazy weather here on campus today, ranging from sunshine to clouds to wind to even some snow today. Quite unbearable, if you ask me. Yesterday, the University of Northern Colorado American Meteorological Society had a guest speaker come to campus. Her name was Dr. Karen Kasiba, and if that name sounds familiar, that you must be a fan of Discovery's Storm Chasers. She was featured on the show for a few seasons. She came to talk about her work with the Dow truck, which is a Doppler on wheels. Basically what it is a Doppler tower smushed down onto the back of a truck so that they can go and then study storms with their mobile radar. She talked about how these trucks work and also some past and future research that they plan with the Dow trucks. Looking ahead to our weekend forecast for Greeley, looks like tomorrow's going to be a lot like today. Highs at around 46 degrees with clear skies, with winds dropping down to 10 miles an hour. For Saturday, clouds move in, highs in the mid-50s and lows around 31 degrees, with winds at 20 miles an hour. Sunday, partly cloudy skies expected with a high around 70 degrees and with winds at 15 miles per hour. Today we've got a volleyball game at 7 p.m. Looks like it's going to be 35 degrees for the start of that game with temperatures just below freezing by 9 p.m. For Saturday, we're looking at 51 degrees for the start of the football game, warming up just shy of that high by 2 p.m. For the volleyball game on Saturday, we're looking at temperatures around 47 degrees, warming up to 42 degrees by 2 hours into the game. We've got a few away game forecasts this weekend. We've got soccer in North Dakota. It looks like they're going to see highs just shy of 40 degrees with lows around 18 degrees and winds at 25 miles per hour. For Saturday, cross country, we'll have a meet in Utah. It looks like it's going to be nice weather there with sunny skies, a high of 61, and light winds. On Monday, the Broncos will be playing in Missouri, where they're expected to see a high of 57 with winds at 15 miles per hour. The Dodgers play the Astros this weekend in Houston. Looks like they're expecting some thunderstorms tomorrow with a high of 71 degrees and some sunny skies for both Saturday and Sunday with highs sitting around the mid-60s to low 70s for both of those days. We are all afraid of something on Halloween, whether that be goblins, ghouls, or the monster under your bed. However, we've all had our hearts race as ominous weather builds, and we know we can't escape it. Now sit back and watch as we recount some of the most terrifying weather events to happen at sporting events around the country. On New Year's Eve of 1967, over 50,000 fans braved temperatures 13 degrees below zero as the Packers defeated the Cowboys in the game forever immortalized as the Green Bay Ice Bowl. In the middle of January 1987, and one particularly stormy night, hockey fans did the unthinkable as they chose to watch the hockey game in New Jersey from the comfort of their warm homes as a blizzard howled outside. The storm was able to scare all but 334 fans who braved the grueling storm to watch the Devils take on the Calgary Flames. Winded storms also managed to claim a goalpost during a December 28, 2008 football game. Winds howled at 75 miles an hour, bending the post 4 times, 3 of which happened before the game even started. From wind to snow, the unthinkable happened on December of 2010, when snow and slush managed to collapse the roof of the Metrodome. As winter turns to spring and summer, we all fear monsters known to us as tornadoes who rampage across an unholy region called Tornado Alley. In May of 2013, a tornado threat in Oklahoma City caused the Women's College World Series to be postponed and prompted hockey fans to run screaming to the safety of a local parking garage. To conclude our list of spooky weather events, we will end with a monster storm which was given the name Irene. This storm caused 3 games to be postponed during its rampage and claimed the lives of 40 people where it made landfall. Now, we asked you guys which storms you guys are most afraid of, and the winner is hurricanes. Most of you guys said that you're most afraid of hurricanes, with tornadoes and lightning coming in second and blizzard coming in third. But I've got some good news for you guys who are afraid of hurricanes. Actually, here in Colorado, we don't get any hurricanes. Here's a map of hurricane frequency for the past 200 years. And it looks like Florida is most likely to get most of the hurricanes, whereas us in Colorado, we don't really see a threat here. So at least I can ease your fears about hurricanes this Halloween, but who knows what you might run into to be scared of on Tuesday. From all of us here at Bear Weather, have a spooky and safe Halloween. Back to you.
I'm Anderson Cooper. As a parent, you want to make sure that your child knows how to deal with bullying when they see it happening. And chances are they want to help, but they don't really know how. Teach them that the best thing to do is calmly walk away, find a teacher or other adult, and speak up. And do your part. Be that adult they can talk to and trust will listen. Join me to help stop bullying. Go to stopbullying.gov to find out more.
You sure you don't want some? It's chamomile. Listen, you are extremely terrifying. Just the scariest undead subhuman thing on TV, and I really mean that. But I am worried that you could give my kids nightmares if they see you, so I'm gonna have to block you. So that's it. Oh, and tell the zombies they're blocked too.
Who you gonna call? How about the Hucking Heroes? Northern Colorado Upstream took the name Hucking Heroes and played in superhero costumes ranging from Batman to Mermaid Man in the annual Fright Flight Ultimate Frisbee Tournament in Fort Collins last weekend. How did it look? Just asked BearZone reporter Austin Sack. He went to Fort Collins and tells us about the various costume themes at the tournament.
Over the weekend, the Northern Colorado Upstream Ultimate Frisbee team dressed up as the Hucking Heroes for the Fright Flight Tournament. The first day of the 2-day tournament, the weather was not very gracious. It was very windy and there was a low temperature all day. With over 30 teams in attendance, the Hucking Heroes face off against a camp director team, Britney Spears lookalikes, Dalmatian, pirates, and gnomes. Luckily, the weather shaped up for the second day of the tournament and had prime conditions for the Bears' first win of the weekend.
Too bad, but the Fright Flight Tournament was the Bears' last official tournament this season. But they're already into winter training to prepare for the spring.
We are down to 2. After 7 intense games, the Houston Astros defeated the New York Yankees to set up a date with the Los Angeles Dodgers for all the marbles. My co-anchor Stephen Rice has all the drama from the first 2 games in Los Angeles.
Dodger Blue or Houston Orange? Who will reign supreme in 2017? In Game 1 Tuesday night, the LA faithful didn't even take their seats before Dodgers center fielder Chris Taylor homered. The 1-0 lead lasted until the 4th when Astros third baseman Alex Bregman knotted things up at 1 with a solo dinger to left. But the Dodgers weren't done. Justin Turner took matters into his own hands, smacking a high fastball all the way to Sacramento. The 2-run shot ended up being the difference maker as the Dodgers won 3-1. Astros starter Dallas Keuchel took the loss, while Dodgers ace Clayton Kershaw earned the win. Despite the loss, Astros manager A.J. Hinch spoke on why he wasn't concerned with the loss.
Tomorrow morning we're going to get breakfast and we're going to get over here pretty early, and we have a very good chance to win because Justin Verlander's on the mound.
And boy was he right early on as Justin Verlander toyed with the LA lineup. But in the 6th, Dodger shortstop Corey Seager jumped on a Verlander fastball, sailing it over the wall, giving LA a 3-1 lead. That lead became dust as Marwin Gonzalez tied things in the 9th off of closer Kenley Jansen. The game went to extras and the Astros weren't done, as Jose Altuve and Carlos Correa hit back-to-back bombs off former Astro Josh Fields. But things got even crazier in the bottom half of the 10th, as Yasiel Puig and Kiki Hernandez tied the game at 5. Heading to the 11th now, where George Springer crushed a 2-run shot to right, re-giving Houston a 7-5 lead. Then in the bottom half, Charlie Culberson cut the deficit in half with a solo homer to left. But Chris Davinsky shut the door, giving the Astros a 7-6 win, much to the relief of A.J. Hinch.
Playoff baseball, World Series baseball, would you expect anything less than a margin about the size of one swing?
I think after 2 crazy games, we all deserve an off day on Thursday. Reporting from the studio, I'm Stephen Rice, BearZone.
With the World Series tied at a game apiece, the series shifts to Houston with Game 3 tomorrow night. The projected pitching matchup is Lance McCullers for Houston versus LA's Yu Darvish. Stay tuned to BearZone next week to find out who takes home the trophy.
25. That's how many years it's been since the Denver Broncos got shut out. That is, until Sunday when they went to Los Angeles for a division battle with the Chargers. Los Angeles definitely didn't play the nice hosts, beating the Broncos 21-0. LA found the end zone in the first quarter when Travis Benjamin took a punt back for a touchdown. Benjamin scored again later in the game when he caught a 42-yard pass from Phillip Rivers. This touchdown pass was Rivers' second of the day as he went 15 for 26 for 183 yards. The Broncos' loss was one for the books, but a record the team would just as soon do without. But not to worry, Denver can redeem themselves Monday night against the division-leading Kansas City Chiefs.
The NBA season is back, and from what we've seen so far, it promises to not disappoint. The season kicked off last Tuesday with a battle of former teammates. LeBron James and the Cavaliers versus new Boston Celtic point guard Kyrie Irving took the Quicken Loans Arena for the first time since demanding a trade in August. Just 5 minutes into the game, new Celtics guard Gordon Hayward suffered one of the worst injuries, fracturing his ankle and ending his season. The game went on after a delay and the Cavs won 102-99. The Denver Nuggets started their campaign in Utah last Wednesday night. The game started off in the Nuggets' favor, getting the lead up to 26 in the second quarter, but the Jazz weren't going away and ultimately came back to beat the Nuggets 106-96. No matter what team you follow, this year is going to be a great one. Stay tuned to BearZone for more NBA updates.
Think about it. 50 years ago, Lyndon Johnson was president of the United States. Telephones had courts, and UNC was Colorado State College. And the Denver Nuggets started playing basketball in the NBA. The Nuggets celebrated their 50th season in the league with a legend celebration during their home opener game on Saturday. The celebration, which took place over halftime of the game, honored the 5 players whose jerseys the Nuggets retired. They also raised a banner in the Pepsi Center for former head coach Doug Moe, who recorded 432 career wins during his time in Denver. This was the first time all 6 Nuggets alumni were in the Pepsi Center at the same time. Following the ceremony, the Nuggets finished their game against the Sacramento Kings and celebrated the anniversary with a win, 96-79.
And that is our show for tonight. Be sure to stay up to date on our Twitter and Instagram pages, BearZone UNCO, and on YouTube, Bear News 98.
Make sure to like us and to join us every week for BearZone, all sports, all the time for UNC Athletics. Good night.